Bol Bol, the 7'3", 220-pound beast of a human being. That was Wemby and Chet before Wemby and Chet. Whatever happened to him?
2019 NBA draft, nearly 5 years later, several promising talents entered the NBA, from electrifying guards and skilled wings to players destined for superstardom the second they step foot in the NBA. Oh, and I almost forgot, there was this 7'3" tall giant that fell to the bottom of the NBA draft when he just might have been the most skilled player out of the entire.
And that's the crazy thing about the whole Chet and Wemby hype. Like, Wemby's fired, right? But people were saying that we haven't seen that before, and we literally have seen that before. So that's what got me really confused on why people were saying that on the internet, or even on TV. They were saying that we've seen 7-foot+ dudes in the league before. What are y'all talking about?
Entire prize pool, and his name was Bol Bol. But looking back now at all the hype that surrounded him before his NBA career, things have changed dramatically for mostly the wrong reasons. But what really went wrong, and is Bol Bol actually not even close to being the player we once thought? Well, the answer to that question might just shock you.
That's what I'm saying. This dude was nice. I honestly don't know what happened to Bol Bol. I heard them talking about his bad attitude or something, or bad work ethic. I think that was Gilbert Arenas that said that on his podcast. I actually genuinely don't know what happened to Bol Bol.
How quickly things change. And that's just stage one of the video. Bol Bol was supposed to be the NBA's next big thing. When the 2018-19 college basketball season started, everyone, including fans, scouts, and even casual observers of the game, were already chirping about what a once-in-a-lifetime draft the 2019 NBA draft could be. And a lot of that hype was mostly thanks to this slightly undersized yet dangerously explosive point forward by the name.
Yo, shout out Zion, bro. What the hell is going on with that? I forgot that draft class had Bol Bol in it. He really did fall to the bottom of the draft.
The name of Zion Williamson, who everyone was already projecting as a future basketball Hall of Famer. But just a couple of spots after the highly touted Zion Williamson was the 7'3" Bol Bol, who possessed a skill set unlike anything the world had seen before. And to fill you in on exactly how good of a prospect he was, Hall of Famer Tim Hardaway Sr. claimed that Bol Bol surpasses the skills of Victor Wembanyama, the top pick in the 2023 NBA draft. Quote, "I think he's better than Victor Wembanyama. Bol Bol has better physical talent and is more ready to play in the NBA right now than Victor is." Now, even though Tim Hardaway might be somewhere eating his words, at 7'3", with a nearly 8-foot wingspan, guard-like mobility, range on his jump shot, and athleticism to his step, Bol Bol was a rare combination of talent for anyone, let alone for someone that incredibly tall. Coming out of high school.
So, he's been in the league 4 years longer than Victor, right? Why is he not going crazy? He's in Phoenix getting DMPs and shit. I don't know what went on with Bol Bol, bro. I hope he gets into, what the hell actually went wrong. Because he was in the Magic. I don't think he played, really. He's in Phoenix. He doesn't start. He didn't get worse as a player, I don't think.
High school, as the number 4 player in the class of 2018, Bol was projected as a surefire lottery pick after his inevitable one-and-done season at Oregon. Everyone was hoping that he'd develop into the real-life second coming of his dad, Manute Bol, who was, once upon a time, revolutionizing the NBA back in the early 90s. As a center, Manute Bol was well known for his incredible shot-blocking talent, and stands out in NBA history as the only player to retire with more blocked shots than points scored.
Okay, that's crazy. That's kind of crazy. Yo, man had more blocks than points. That's kind of sad. Is that what Bol Bol about to be doing, bro? Is that the legacy? Cause he's not getting much minutes, I don't think. His dad played.
He wasn't just about the blocks, though, as he did one time hit 6 3-pointers and a half against Charles Barkley's Suns in 1993. Oh, so that's where Bol Bol gets
jump
it from.
shot?
In fact, Bol Bol was so proficient shooting the ball in college that he shot just over 52% during his final season at Oregon.
Damn.
And to put into perspective just how insane that number was, from the 2008 NCAA season until the 2018 NBA season, there were only 18 players during those 10 seasons to shoot 52% or better from the three-point line, with a vast majority of those players being anywhere from like 6 feet to 6'4", 6'5". A few of those players in that category were well below 6 feet, while a couple were just like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant height. But believe it or not, 7'3" Bol Bol was the best shooter of them all, while being far and away the tallest guy to pull off such a feat. It looked inevitable at one point that Bol Bol had the makings of something really special in the early stages of his collegiate career, averaging 21 points, nearly 10 rebounds, and nearly 3 blocks per game in the first 9 games of the season.
So what the hell happened, bro? I'm baffled. I am baffled. This kid is nice, bro. Like, I don't understand what the hell's going on with him. And like, same with Victor too. Like, in Pop, I don't know how Popovich is. I don't know. They just don't look good. They look better now that he's playing center, but they just did not look good like the first half of the season. You know what I mean? And it's like, what is with the fucking 7'3" demigod build not working? I genuinely don't understand. I mean, Chet's playing well. The OKC's going crazy, but he also is surrounded by 2 other superstars, so that's kind of crack.
Season, and his versatility on both ends is really what made our jaws drop. That raw talent has always been in Bol Bol. But unfortunately, a fractured foot sidelined Bol for the remainder of the 2018 season, impacting his draft stock mightily in the process. And so, once thought as a lock for the lottery, Bol Bol fell all the way to number 44, where he was picked up by the Heat and ultimately sent via trade to the Denver Nuggets in exchange.
So he fell in the draft because he had a foot injury. That makes more sense. Because I thought he was supposed to be a number 1 pick at one point. He fell in the draft because he got hurt. Now that makes sense.
In exchange for a 2022 second-round pick. When the Orlando Magic released Bol Bol around early July of 2023, a good number of people were quite surprised to hear the news, actually, especially after he just put together his best season in the NBA while staying mostly healthy throughout the 22-23 season. In the 2023 season, Bol was averaging 9.1 points, 5.8 rebounds per game in 33 starts during the regular season. He began as a breakout player, but his injuries caught up to him, minutes declined, impacting his performance and consistency. And while he did display unique attributes, such as being a 7'3" player with agility and a three-point shot, his shooting efficiency dwindled over time. He moved to Phoenix, and his current status is still highly questionable, leaving those who projected him to become a superstar in doubt.
So is it because he's not good? Hold on, let me see. Because he's saying his efficiency went down. See, he has 4 points per game, bro. Like, what? How? He's shooting 37 from 3 and 70 from the field, 80 from the free throw line. Those are not bad numbers on 14 games. He only played 14 games. Hold on. All right, all these ads. Move. How many minutes is he getting a game? He's only getting 8 minutes a night, bro. That is so ass. He's getting 8 minutes. He's getting 8 minutes a night. Of course, he only has 4 points, bro. What the hell? How come they're not playing Bol Bol, bro? His numbers ain't really fall off. He's not getting no minutes. Cause when he was in Orlando, he's 26 from 3. Ooh. All right. When he was in Orlando, he wasn't doing too hot. 9 points a game. Yeah, he wasn't doing too hot in Orlando when he was getting heavy minutes. It was his first real, like, almost full season. He wasn't doing it too hot.
And that's the next stage of the video. Bol Bol's career thus far has screamed underwhelming, and we can't help but blame Bol for his own downfall. See, when asked about Bol Bol's progress in Phoenix, three-time NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas wasn't sold on Bol Bol's potential like everyone else, despite the player's recent one-year contract with the Phoenix Suns. Arenas likened Bol Bol's talent to a beautiful girl with a bad attitude, mentioning that despite his undeniable potential, he isn't utilizing it effectively. Gil's a savage in his takes, we know that, but he was not holding back one bit with this one. Quote,
"That's what's crazy." I thought Gilbert Arenas said something about that. Is it a work ethic thing? Is it a just, I don't, like, what is he not putting together? He has all the tools, you know what I mean? He has the height, the jumper, athleticism, like, the opportunity, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's there, kinda. Not really in Phoenix right now, but you're playing with Kevin Durant, D Book, and Bradley Beal, and you're not gonna start over Nurkic. So it's like, in Phoenix, you're not getting really that much burn, but like in Orlando, you have the chance, and you're only on a 1-year deal here. So I assume next year, oh shit, you're only on a 1-year deal with Phoenix. So I assume next year you're gonna look to move on to another team. You gonna need to put it together, bro, because this is legacy now. This is window. How old is Bol Bol? Do it tell me? Don't tell me his age. 99. So what? He's 24? Hey, bro.
the same thing he brings to every other team: disappointment. Unstoppable talent, but he ain't using it. Have you ever seen a really beautiful girl? She's beautiful, got a bad attitude, right? She's not attractive anymore because of her attitude. Bol Bol is the pretty girl with a bad attitude. And while Arenas makes sense in one respect, what he left out was something that often plagues a lot of young but flawed players: decision making. While Bol's skill set is deep on all three levels, his court awareness was often poor, especially on offense, making it next to impossible for the coaching staff to keep him out on the court more consistently. But the thing is, this was a long time coming. See, back when he was in college, Bol Bol drew some...
Okay, so has all the ability, but isn't a great decision maker. Doesn't have the ball IQ. Is that what it is? He doesn't have the ball IQ, coach? That's tough.
Drew some interesting comparisons, like one NBA scout compared him to Kristaps Porzingis, and another NBA scout went as far as calling him a poor man's Kevin Durant. But the interesting thing was, there were early questions about Bol Bol that we perhaps didn't pay enough attention to. One scout said he's talented, no doubt, and I quote, "There's always been the question about, does he play hard every game? How hard will he work to improve?" I mean, even at the collegiate level, there were questions about his effort, more on the defensive end, raising subtle red flags early on though. But coming back to before the start of his rookie season, the early questions about Bol Bol's work ethic looked like they were put to bed when his former coach at Oregon defended Bol by saying, "We spent 6 months with him, and the 6 months he spent here at Oregon, he worked his tail off. You don't get 21-10 by not playing and practicing hard." And look, even though that might have been true at the time,
maybe Gilbert was right. I thought he was like speculating. Maybe he was right. The work ethic, the ball IQ comes from studying film and learning the game. Maybe he don't give a fuck about the game. Bad effort on defense is crazy. Like, bro, you are the tallest man on this court. How are you not playing defense? That's the one thing you should be doing, is playing defense. You said the work ethic, doesn't really work hard, play hard every game. Nonchalant attitude, maybe. I don't know.
time. In just his rookie season, Nuggets coach Mike Malone said that Bol, quote, just has to show a little bit more consistency from day to day and stay ready so when his number is called, he can go out there and play at a high level. And if you look closer at how his rookie season unfolded for Bol, when he wasn't injured, the man was primarily glued to the bench. Makes you wonder if the reason why the Nuggets moved on from him was because they believed Bol wasn't going to work hard enough, and therefore it wouldn't be worth keeping around for the...
That's crazy. So he doesn't work hard. Maybe it's a bad attitude. It's crazy. And so them saying that he didn't, maybe he was on the bench at first, and then he fell into that like mindset of like, damn, I'm never gonna play, I'm never gonna start. So why, like, he don't care, That's a tough. They always want you to. They always say like the professional guys, like people who take a back seat, like a Westbrook. They stay prepared and ready for the moment. And so an injury happens, or hey, we need someone. He's in. He's ready. He's playing at elite level. Maybe Bol Bol didn't work hard to stay ready. Maybe he was like, oh, I'm not getting no minutes. Fuck this shit.
For the long run. And again, coming back to Gilbert Arenas' critical comments on Bol, clearly Gil has a ton of substance to his argument, considering that we are more than a quarter of the way into the ongoing NBA regular season, with Bol nowhere in sight, playing a whopping 2.4 minutes per game and averaging 0.4 points. And defensively, Bol Bol's imposing stature didn't always translate into a dominant on-court presence. While he did average 1.2 blocks per game, his defensive lapses and struggles in transition hindered his impact, allowing his opponents to still manage high shooting percentages near the basket when guarded by him. Despite glimpses of improvement and a strong start, Bol Bol faced challenges adapting to changing team dynamics and struggled to maintain consistency throughout the season. While there's potential, his overall performance fell short, leading to uncertainties about his future in the NBA.
So damn, bro. Cause when you finally got the minutes in Orlando, you didn't play well. That's what's killing me. It's like, okay, maybe you mailed it in, you said, fuck it, I'm not getting no burn, or like, coaching changes or like team changes, you're like, you don't feel confident anymore, all that could happen. But it's like, okay, when you finally did get your chance, you stayed finally healthy all year, you didn't play well, and now you're on a 1-year deal with Phoenix and you're not even playing. What's the future look like for you now? It's like a make or break. You gotta go hard, bro. It's make or break it for you.
He appeared in 70 games with 33 starts last season, which was a huge step up from his 53 games played and just 2 starts in his first 3 seasons in the NBA combined. That said, There's obviously still a ton of untapped potential in this still just 24-year-old who inevitably drew a ton of interest from several teams this free agency looking to shore up their interior with an athletic shot-blocking big man. Orlando's up-tempo style helped the 24-year-old Bol Bol emerge from his shell last season after he played sparingly for the Denver Nuggets in his first 3 seasons, averaging just under 3 points per game and just 6.2 minutes per game in 53 appearances between 2019 and 2022. Before he missed some time with an injury this past season, Bol Bol was averaging 13 points per game and nearly 2 blocks. Orlando's the first team to give him legitimate NBA minutes, and Bol Bol was a low-key most improved player candidate around the midway point of the season. Orlando was using him in an array of different lineups, and he began showing great promise in his perimeter shooting and ball handling, which speaks volumes from a player who had just 328 NBA minutes over his first 3 seasons. It was a tale of 2 seasons, though, for Bol Bol, because at the beginning of the season, Bol was the breakout player for the Magic. But by season's end, he could not find time on the court and wasn't featured in a lot of games.
That's crazy. And that, I don't understand. Like, the same thing with Victor. It's like, Popovich, you're supposed to be the greatest coach of all time. How you can't figure out how to use that man? You're supposed to be the greatest coach of all time. How can't you figure out a way to use that man, bro? That's insane. I feel bad for this, bro. I feel bad for bro.
He found himself back where he started the season, a promising bundle of talent that struggled to find his place on the NBA floor. Look, the talent is undeniable with this guy. If only he could use it the way we expected he would. And with Bol Bol's contract of only $2.2 million last season, considering his huge frame and height, his enormous potential, and even his production, which in spurts...
He gonna get a deal somewhere, bro. I'm not saying make or break it as far as like, yo, you playing for your job. Like, now you gonna be in the league, bro. You talented as hell at basketball. You gonna be in the league. I'm just saying it's make or break it for you to like get to starting somewhere else. And like, yo, make all-star. Like, yo, you should be at that type of level, bro. Need to get you somewhere where coach gonna feature you, start you in the offense, you know what I'm saying? Put some good players around you. Cause you supposed to be at all-star like talks every year. That's what you supposed to be. That's where everyone expected you to be coming out of college. Until you got hurt. They dropped you in the draft because you got hurt. But that's what you supposed to be at. You're supposed to be on that all-star level. And right now, you're not even playing, bro.
Spurts has shown at least some value compared to what his minimal contract reflected. You'd think a rebuilding franchise like Orlando would work diligently to re-sign a guy like that. But clearly they had other plans. Sure, over his time in Denver too, there were glimpses of the guy basketball gurus and pundits called the next big thing years back as a high school and collegiate player. But I really feel that if his body holds up and if he transforms his mindset to dominate the game like he did in college, he can still blossom into an NBA All-Star, only going half speed. He's that naturally gifted. But we are where we are right now with Bol Bol, who's now on his third team since being drafted nearly 5 years ago with little playing time and no improvement over 5 NBA seasons. It's likely hit or miss.
And that's what I mean, bro. Like, that's what I mean with Bol Bol, bro. Like, there's no way. It has to be like he said, a mindset change. You need to stay healthy. Hey, bro, you need to dominate on both ends, bro. You need to figure out that defensive stuff, and it has to be. I guess with Wemby, you can feel like the first thing we heard about Wemby in his like first few games in the NBA was like, yo, people were changing their like how much he affects shots. He's blocking shots, how much he like impacts like the court just by his presence. And Bol Bol, that's what you supposed to be. I guess that's what's missing with Bol Bol. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you get to live up to what you were supposed to be and what everyone expected you to be. But someone else who didn't live up to what they're expected to be is Ryan Rollins, and he had the most embarrassing release from the NBA. And I'll tell you a little about it in this video on screen.